So this is a portion of one of the police officers who worked for the local police called the GNR in Portugal, Jose Maria Batista Rogue, about the parents, Madeleine McCann's parents, and how they were behaving on the night of May 3rd, 2007. When he arrived at the apartment, he saw the mother there, who opened the wooden door, now referred to as the main door. When he entered, apart from the mother, there were 3 individuals, 1 female and 2 male, whom he cannot identify. Then, while his colleague remained in the hall and the others were in the living room, the witness went through the entire apartment. He opened all the cupboards in the bedrooms, living room, and kitchen, and checked under the beds and inside the washing machine. He did not see the fridge. After the search, he noticed a situation that seemed unusual to him when, at a determined moment, the girls' parents kneeled down on the floor of their bedroom and placed their heads on the bed, crying. He did not notice any comments or expression from them, just crying. He says that at the main reception, the father also knelt down, placing his head on the floor and crying. He says there were 2 children in cots placed in Madeleine's room in a transversal position to the beds. The children never woke up, were in a ventral position. They did not even move during or after the search. He found the parents to be nervous and anxious. He did not see any tears from either of them, although they produced noises identical to crying. He did not feel that this was an abduction, although this was the line indicated by the father. This is another police officer's statement who was there that night, Nelson Felipe Pacheco da Costa. He did not see anything strange during the search, and there was no sign of a break-in. He found it notable that when they were still at the main reception, the father kneeled down, laying his head on the ground and crying, at the same time as making an expression which the witness did not understand. He says that in the apartment there were 2 beds and 2 cots placed in Madeleine's room. He does not remember their position. The children never woke up, he is sure, not knowing what position they were in. However, he found this situation to be very strange, as a lot of noise was made. As regards the parents, he says they were nervous and anxious, emotional. He adds that upon observing the scene, it did not appear to him to be an abduction, but rather a normal disappearance where the child had left by their own means. And he goes on about how at about 2 or 3 a.m., the parents asked for a priest, and his colleague had tried to contact one on his mobile but did not manage to find one. How odd. And this is the statement of Patricia Cameron, who is Gerry Mccann's oldest sister, where she confirmed that she remembers them being given Carpal, and then that was obviously a misspelling, and then in brackets paracetamol to lower their temperature, and certainly never to make them sleep. Never, she says. And this is an overall conclusion of the Chief Inspector, Tavares de Almeida. He concludes, after analyzing all of the evidence gathered, that the child is dead and the parents were responsible for the cadaver. I don't know what occultation means, but anyway, and the entire group was lying since the first day of the investigation. Now, there is very detailed evidence that he has in here regarding everything, including where the cadaver dogs indicated. But what's really interesting about this is what he says about the Calpol. Kate's father, the grandfather of the minor, Brian Healy, admits to the press that Kate could have administered some medication to the little girl, Calpol, to help the child, and then in brackets, children, to sleep. To help the children to sleep, contrary to what his daughter Kate had stated. Kate, through the PJ inspector that acted as liaison with the family, asked why samples weren't taken from the twins in order to test that hypothesis. She knew well enough that at the time, more than 3 months later, that such an exam would be inviolable. She went further and said that the investigation, should verify that the kidnapper had sedated Madeleine to accomplish the action, and that he had also sedated the twins to consummate the act. However, she didn't say that at the right moment. Whoa. He goes on to state that apparently Kate McCann, when it was announced that the results from the blood in the cadaver dog, that she says, now they even admit it was a member of the criminal investigation to place false evidence, blood and cadaver odor, in the apartment and in the car. Kate, in an attempt to justify the blood, went even further, informing that on occasion Madeleine had sometimes nasal hemorrhages. Now, we all know that the nanny in the UK had no knowledge whatsoever of nosebleeds by Madeleine McCann. Now, there was someone else that was mentioned in the Netflix episode that said that during the evening, during the search, that Kate was going back and forth, checking on the twins to see if they were breathing. I can't find that statement anywhere in the police file, so we're just going to do a reading based on what we've just seen as to why the twins were not moving during all this noise and commotion and did not wake up.
Of detail she goes into when she talks about the sedation. I mean, even she acknowledges in her book that she suspected all 3 of the children may have been sedated based on their demeanor, the fact that the twins were sleeping so soundly despite everything that was going on. So Kate herself made this essentially the same suggestion that law enforcement made. And so isn't there some merit to that question?
So in tarot, for someone that is sedated, you might see the 10 of Wands, which is really, hard to get up. The 4 of Swords, the Strength card, which is holding somebody back. The 7 of Cups, which is somebody who's high, the Moon especially. Those kinds of cards I think we would see for sedation. You might actually see the 10 of Swords. Basically, somebody who's being forced to go down. Okay? All right, so why didn't the twins wake up during the search, during all the noise and the commotion? During all the noise and the commotion, on May 3rd, 2007, that night, during all the noise, and 2 more, show me the twins. Why didn't they wake up? What kind of a state were the twins in? What kind of a state were the twins in? So there's someone who took some kind of an opportunity. This could be the twins there. What kind of a state were the twins in? Okay, there's 3. Somebody was thinking about somebody getting up here. There's kind of a state where the twins in. Now, see, there's Temperance. They'd been given something. They took a risk. Temperance is off balance. What kind of a state were the twins in? Sorry. Already with Temperance, it's like something was mixed. Well, both of them. Temperance can be drinking, by the way, being drunk. They were both given something. Yeah, whoa, there's the Tower. They were given the same thing. that caused the tower with Madeline. Kind of a state were the twins in. Why didn't they wake up? Why didn't the twins wake up? Because of what they were given. A giant dose of something. There's the strength card. See that? That's holding back. Why didn't the twins wake up? There's the lovers. There's kind of a decision here. A decision to hold them back. Could have been made by something. There was a decision made to put something. There's a giant drink there. Kind of. Why were the twins not waking up? There's the Ten of Swords right there, and there's control. How were they put down? Looks like Gerry decided to do it. There's some kind of decision here to put them down. Yeah, and for a certain period of time, there's the Wheel of Fortune. So something had been controlled or done earlier. Wow. Look at the Eight of Swords. So there's something there. Something was way off balance. The Eight of Swords is holding them back. The dosage may have been off, by the way. Look at the Two of Pentacles. What's the Two of Pentacles? Something was it's what caused the tower with Madeline. Something, yep. The Eight of Swords is a potential coma there. It's amazing that they didn't die. Yeah, there's the Seven of Swords. So that's lying, tricking, deceiving. Somebody definitely drugged them. Lying, tricking, deceiving. Now we'll see there's the Temperance card. This is something that was, look at all something was put in a drink in some kind of everything is fine to make sure that they didn't wake up. Let's just look at this from Kate's perspective. How was Kate feeling about the twins during the search? How was Kate feeling about the twins? Judgment. So she was very worried. She knew that something had been, so she could have been trying to keep control. How is Kate feeling about the twins? What is the Lovers? Some kind of a contract. Yeah, I know some of you, if you're readers, you're going to be screaming here because the Lovers is a major card of twins. So I think with Temperance, she's checking and maintaining the twins. The Temperance is something that is way off balance, trying to maintain, going back and forth, trying to maintain something. Temperance, she was, there's trying to maintain something. She was watching them. While everything else was going on. She knew that some kind of a risk had been taken in what is Temperance, please? What is Temperance? Yeah, it's something she was really worried about. What was she really worried about? The Knight of Swords, damage. What was she really worried about? The Three of Cups, so that can be drinking. Yeah, strength, that something had been too strong. She was watching. What was Kate watching? The twins. And why was she watching the twins? She felt bad about, she regretted. Look at the Three Cups there. So three of them were given something. What was she regretting? What was Kate regretting? Making some kind of a decision, a major choice. What was she regretting? Three of Swords. Yeah, it was the same thing. Yet making them ill. She was regretting making them sick and ill. What did Kate know that she had done wrong? What did she know that she had done wrong? Strength, again, held them back. If the Strength card is overwhelming somebody, there's the Tower. So she caused that disaster. Yeah. She's regretting this Eight of Swords, which is, it can be putting someone in a coma, literally. Holding somebody back, holding them down. She regretting to keep abusing power. She made them ill. She was regretting making them sick. She was looking at them, and she was very worried that both of the twins were sick. Look at this. The whole time she was checking on them, she was thinking about what she gave them in a drink. Yeah, and there's the 10 of Wands. See that? I told you that would come up. She knew that they were fighting for their life. There's the moon. Moon and the 10 of Wands. They were definitely, what she was regretting was sedating them. Now look, I realize this is just a tarot reading, but all the cards of sedation just came up. And there's the two of them fighting for their lives, and something was very uneven. One of them had been given too much. Yeah. One of them was given way too much. And I guess that would be Madeline. And there's a giant high priestess secret. Yeah, about some kind of a dosage. It was too much. It was too much for somebody to take. There's the moon. That's a drug. Somebody being drugged up. Yep, so that they could go out and party. Yep, so that they could go out. But the two of them were ill at that point. She knew that the twins were ill. It's amazing that they made it. Amazing that the three of them didn't die. I'm just going to add one thing. Why did at that particular moment, why did they both kneel? It's like this was during the search, so I'm wondering if they were trying to cover something up. Why did they both kneel down and put their heads in the bed and pretend to cry? There's some kind of a massive truth, and it could be about poison. Just before that entry, the police officer mentioned that there was a spot or a mark on the bed sheet. There's some kind of, what is the devil? Why did they both stick their heads at a, because maybe they wanted, why did they both stick their heads in the bed and pretend to cry? Something in relation to the twins, or, hang on now. No, they didn't want something to be discovered here. There's something they didn't want to be discovered. Why? Sorry. There's Kate. Something was spilled. Maybe a liquid was spilled. Why did they both stick their heads? Why did they kneel down and stick their heads onto the bed? No, they were sneaking. They were up to something with the Seven of Swords. I believe that mark on the bed sheet was some kind of poison. They were doing something very sneaky. There's some kind of a massive truth that they were trying to cover up. Some massive truth about some risk that they took, or they didn't want somebody to see something. They didn't want somebody to see something because people were looking. What did they notice? Something, it could have been something that had happened in the past. The Wheel of Fortune, it could have been it could have been a spot on the bed. Something, they didn't want justice. They didn't want the police to find something. What were they doing in the Seven of Swords? What's she holding there? Something having to do with the Strength card, whatever it was that they used to hold them back. There's Kate, Pisces. What were they trying to cover up? Oh, they were up to something, all right. Was it a syringe? Huh. I'm just looking at all the swords. There's the dogs, by the way. What were they trying to cover up? Something, I think, that had been spilled. They were doing something really quickly. And they didn't want somebody to see something. They were trying to block something. Together, what were they trying to block? Something maybe that had been spilled. What is in the Two of Pentacles? I don't know what this was. This can be, it's something that's too much for this person to handle. It could have been a syringe. It could have been a physical object. There was something that had been, they were trying to cover something up, because this is a very, very sneaky, deceptive thing. They were trying to figure out how to cover something up. Maybe they were just trying to get the police out of there. What were they trying to figure out? What is the Fool? I mean, both of the twins are Aquarius. There's something... Could have been something... could have been some kind of clothing. Hang on now. There's the Moon. They were definitely trying... They were taking an opportunity to cover something up. I don't know what this is. It could be something that the dogs later on picked up on. Was this something... was this a physical thing? Something that somebody had touched, or... It could very... Look, they were up to something very sneaky here. There was something that they didn't want seized. It may have been an actual syringe, because I'm seeing these swords. It could have been a piece of clothing. Yeah, Ten of Swords. There may have been something on... It may have been something that was on a blanket. Or maybe somebody was under the bed. Oh my God. Maybe the child at the time was under the bed. Something was underneath something at the time. Underneath a chair? They were hiding something. They were hiding something. They were hiding something. Something was being hidden. They didn't want something seized. It's something that they didn't... There's somebody that noticed something. May have had to do with illness or destruction. Both of them kneeling down at the same time on either side of the bed. Why? Because they were trying to cover something up. Was there something underneath the bed? What were they hiding? Some piece of evidence, something. A pill maybe, or a child. Somebody said it was something having to do with the death. They were definitely hiding something. I'm not... I mean, it could have been a syringe. Maybe her little body was under the bed. There was something there. They were on either side of the bed. What's the Ten of Swords? Something they didn't want them to see. Anyway, guys, we'll have to continue this later on. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to try one more time with a different deck. Why at a certain designated time did they suddenly kneel down, taking an opportunity to walk away? Why did they suddenly kneel down? And both, because somebody was Page of Swords reversed. They didn't want somebody to see something. What is it that they didn't want somebody to see? This could be a bed. What is it that they didn't want the police to see? A truth? What is this truth? That looks like a bed. What? And that could be Kate, because she was a Pisces. What is it that they didn't want the police to see? Maybe is it possible that there's the death card? And what is the death card? Maybe the child was in the room at the time? The Taurus, Madeline was Taurus. My God. Eight of Cups. And there's the Five of Pentacles again. They wanted them to leave. There's the twins and the Five of Pentacles. And there's this Five of Swords trickery about a truth. What is this truth? It's what the investigators were looking for. There was some kind of choice, some kind of major decision to sail away. It's what they were going to transport away. It's what they were keeping, holding onto, hiding. And what they were keeping to, I believe her body might have been in the room at the time. There's a truth about something that they were holding on to. Five of Wands and Temperance, they were maintaining something. They were maintaining or managing, getting somebody to leave, managing, disposing of something. There's a truth about the disappearance, or the truth about getting rid of something, truth about timing, and something that happened swiftly, or something that there's some major trickery here. There's trickery about how they covered something up. My God, maybe they somehow had her inside the mattress or inside the bedding somehow. I'm not sure. There's the Tower. It's on something unexpected, and they had to unexpectedly conceal something. And they were trying to manage concealing something with the Four of Swords. They were trying to manage, there's the children. They had to manage. There's children, and there's somebody watching. And then there's, again, her blocking. Something had to be kept out of view. How did kneeling by the bed keep something out of view? There's the Star. How did kneeling by the bed keep something out of view? There's Strength. Held somebody back. Hanged Man. There's the Seven of Cups. It's like they were trying to make sure that somebody wouldn't get an opportunity to look. There's the twins. There's the Three of Swords. Where was the third child? Wrapped up in a blanket, maybe? Or what is the World? There's Kate. There's some major trickery, but there's this garden thing. What is the World? watching the twins, 10 of Wands, 5 of Swords, and the children, and there's the disappearance. By the way, there is a well there. At the time that the police were in, I got a different deck. At the time that the police were watching them crying, baring their heads and pretending to cry and wail, what did the McCanns know about where she was? Dug underneath something? The McCanns know about where she was. By the way, there was some kind of drop of blood by a tree. Did the McCanns know? But where there's temperance again, what were they maintaining? Something had unexpectedly popped up or something? Maybe some blood unexpectedly? There's something that happened very unexpectedly. What happened unexpectedly? No, it's that they saw a spot. It's about this spot. Maybe something had burst in the child's... There's the Ace of Swords here, that truth. But this Page of Wands. And then there's something unexpected. I'm seeing that there might have been a blood stain or something. Where did they know that there's that Two of Swords again, them trying to block something? Where did they know what happened unexpectedly there with the Tower? What is the Tower? It's like something burst. Well, it could be the police. It's the Tower. There's the World again. And there's the Hermit. It's like there's... Look, her body might have been, there's something that was all bunched up or where was Madeline's body at the time? They were... Now, there's the Six of Cups again. Inside a puppet or behind a curtain, maybe in a closet or in the toilet. Maybe in the closet or... in something that can be rolled at something that's like you can put a baby in something and it's on wheels. There's Kate, and didn't want something to be revealed. Something was spilled. Not exactly sure. What is temperance? What was being maintained? Some kind of a spot, an area Hidden by moonlight. Why am I seeing curtains in the Three of Pentacles? Because it's what they were preventing somebody from looking at. And they got away with something. They got away with something. She might have been in a bag in the closet, or it's like she was wrapped up. Do you see how there's some kind of cellophane over that child's face? And there's a possibility of something coming out in the open. He made some kind of an agreement. There was some kind of a deal here that was made. It's like, this could be them crying on either side of the bed. What was in the middle? Something. Oh, sorry. They were wary about a King of Swords. Seeing the King of Swords could be a lawman. The Seven of Wands, there is somebody defending, somebody being defensive. Yeah, no, there's a child being concealed here. So, either the child was somewhere near at this point. I don't know if she was under a bed or in the lining of a bed. But she was concealed. They were doing this to conceal. I don't know where. It's almost like there's the children. There's a puppet show going on here. The concealing had occurred in the past, maybe at 6 o'clock. Another 2 6s. Do you see how everything's being concealed there? And something's being managed and maintained. They're worried about justice here. There's a big, huge trick, jack-in-the-box trick going on here. That's Gerry, by the way. It's Gemini. All right, guys, I'll leave that with you. We'll look into this further.